Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is where myself, Patrick, talks about comics, hopefully from an informed place with a strong point of view. I found that a lot of the channels online are passionate, but are either coming from a very niche perspective from professionals or coming from an outsider's perspective. It's not to take anything away from them. That's both have value, but my experience is relatively typical of an American direct market that is comic book stores. Creator, which is I work in indies. I have a singular Marvel credit. That is not it's not my ambition, but it is. This is the sphere, right? It's working with the small publishers. If you're blessed, as I have been up to this point, you get to work with some really great ones, and you have to really apply yourself to not just create great work, but how to sell it. And this is what I hope to explore more on this channel. Today I wanted to talk about tone. It's something that comics do better than any other medium I can think of. Tone is, at the end of the day, more important than your story, and some would argue more important than your characters. It is certainly the thing that could keep someone coming back to your work despite major failings on your side. You could be bad at a lot of different things, but if you supply a convincing tone that you commit to, people will love what you do. I'd urge you to all check out The Crow, James O'Barr, right? It's, I guess you could call it a modern classic in some ways. I don't know if O'Barr himself would tell you that's a good work, all narratively speaking. There's a reason that it resonates. The reason is not the story. It is the tone. Now, today's conversation on tone is specific, and I have to admit, maybe a little personal. I love edgy things, and I have a distrust for things with zero edge. That is a personal preference. It's what I like to consume, and that is where we're headed. So let's talk. Beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms, right? What is it to be edgy? I would argue it is to transgress against the reader in an intentional way. It is to elicit a non-melodramatic response from the person consuming what you put into the world. So I say non-melodramatic because pulling heartstrings is as simple as childhood cancer. Forgive me. What I mean by that is a scenario that is tragic in any context will elicit feelings from people who have who have those sympathies. Edginess can be just as cheap, often is, but it has, in my view, more value. Because what edginess does is it invites you to be uncomfortable rather than to be assured. There is a time for assuring things. I would say it's 2 a.m. I would say it is Beverly Hills Cop 2 on cable. It is a thing that will challenge no part of you. And for that reason, it is comforting. And there's nothing wrong with it. But if it is the whole of your consumption, you become a marshmallow. You become a person who needs all the surfaces of life rounded off. You need everything sanded. You become childlike in this way. And that's just not healthy. Now, I'm not writing to make you a healthier person. I'm writing to express myself. But the reason I'm addressing you is because, frankly, it is very annoying to put things into the world and to be met with the blanket dismissal of that's edgy, that's edgelord stuff. Sometimes creators' thoughts, feelings, impressions of the world are not sanded, and it is part of the maturation process to mentally bounce against those corners and then stand back up. And when you dismiss something as, oh, that's edgelord stuff, when you dismiss something with that, it's just ad hominem nonsense, what are you offering as an alternative? If melodrama is drama that is unearned, what is feeling that is what is warm feeling that is unearned? What is assurance? What is comfort? And why do you, as an adult, chase the type of reassurance that we think of as being only necessary for children? Why do you want to be held in your mother's bosom as a 30-year-old? And why, above all things, would you dismiss someone who enjoys the roller coaster? If you want to be on the teacups, going around and around, I don't begrudge you. There is a time for teacups. But the wooden roller coaster is the thrill. The wooden roller coaster is the thing that we paid for because it challenges our gut. It's a check on ourselves. Do you have the bravery to do it? Is it really scary? No, it's not really scary. It's a finely engineered piece of machinery that 999,000 times out of a million, it will not shave one of your limbs off. That's fiction. Fiction will not harm you. But it gives the illusion of potential harm. It pokes. It provides you some type of challenge to your established ways of thinking and asks you to sit in that wet spot and think about yourself for a minute. You got to know discomfort. You got to look at a thing and say, why are they doing this? Oh, no, they're going to cut the guy's eyeball. Yes, they're going to cut the guy's eyeball. That's why you bought the ticket. Work that is meant to make me uncomfortable, making me uncomfortable to whatever end, whether that's I walk away from this thinking I am more confident in my views, or whether you walk away saying, that challenged me a bit and I'll have something to think about. Both are positive things. Both required you to think. And that's, I guess at the end of the day, that would be my thesis argument for why edginess isn't just necessary, but essential in a more fundamental way than words can express. You need not just to feel alive. You need that moment tipping over the roller coaster where you question yourself. Did I make the right decision? Is this something I want to experience? Too late, you're in it. And now you have that moment. And you got to live with it. That's perhaps more than any type of melodrama. That moment is literature. And there's no reason that the two things can't meet at times. I'd like everyone in the sound of my voice to go read We Three. That is Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely on what is an explicitly animal welfare, animal rights driven book about animal experimentation, about self-determination, and about the cost of both. Now, that book is heartfelt. That book will pull at your heartstrings. But goddamn if it isn't edgy. You don't dismiss one because you prefer another. They're both essential parts of the human experience. Allow yourself to be irritated. Thank you.